Wait a minute. That's not Bolero Fire. Okay, hopefully that's well enough balanced. But at least it won't explode everyone's ears. And it's immediately going yellow. Look at that. It's almost like I have a setting somewhere on the back end of my system that I don't know what it is, that has made everything louder than it used to be. Let's go ahead and fix that. There. That should hopefully... It's still going to peak somewhat, but... hopefully it'll be fine and it won't go red. Sounds like we're good. Anyway, welcome back to Hell, also known as, I guess, the stream now? Well, I guess this is the part where I should at least give a post-mortem of sorts on what the fuck happened here. Because I had a great plan. I had a great plan 2 weeks ago. It was going to be hilarious. Every stream that week was going to have the same title. It was going to be Mondays, this game is about the inevitability of death for FF9. Wednesday was going to be the inevitability of death playing Iron Mario. And Friday was going to be the inevitability of death in Sonic Frontiers. It was great. It was hilarious. Then Wednesday happened. Alright, now you're loud again. Okay. Terrible audio balancing on this playlist, by the way. 0 out of 10, but it's the only, like, suitably volcanic playlist I could find. But yeah, so Wednesday happened, and I don't know what happened on Wednesday. I know while I was at work, I started getting pings from Discord onto my phone. Which anyone who uses Discord on multiple devices knows Discord is kind enough to only ever ping one device at a time. Which means, if I'm getting Discord pings at work, my computer is either shut down or is no longer connected to the internet. It didn't shut down because I got home from work and everything was still on. So presumptively I didn't lose power. We had some pretty bad downpours when this was going on, by the way. That's alright, my initial assumption was, oh, I probably lost power. Fun. Anything I didn't have saved is lost, but other than that, no big deal. But no. Something entirely different must have happened because I got home from work and everything was still on. It wasn't like King shut off and turned back on. No, everything was exactly as I left it. So it definitely wasn't that, I lost power. I'm assuming what must have happened is I lost connection to the internet. I assume. Because there is a secret third thing that could have happened, but I don't know how it could have happened. But we'll get to that in a second. Because I was getting ready for stream on Wednesday. It was probably right around... It was a little late. It was around the time I normally get off stream, but for Wednesdays that I work, that isn't absurdly unreasonable, when all of a sudden, out of the blue, my audio just stops. Can't hear anything through my headphones. Try my speakers. Can't hear anything through them. I'm like, alright, that's weird. But I'm like, you know, maybe something weird happened. It's not unheard of. Hold on. Alright. Did I just send someone something? But anyway, yeah, so my audio cuts out entirely, and I'm like, well, that's weird. But I didn't think much of it, because I had just upgraded, like, 2 major versions on Nobara. Which I had to do all manually, all by hand, all command line. It was awful. It sucked. Wouldn't recommend. So I was like, okay, maybe something is just having a weird compatibility moment. Or I should, you know, let's try updating my system because I have like 2,000 pending updates. Because I updated to when version 42 launched, but it was about a month of backed up updates since then. So I run that, as you do. And I restart my computer, as you do. And that's when all hell broke loose. Because I no longer could load into a desktop. I follow I spend essentially the next probably day and a half, so Thursday into Friday, trying to troubleshoot that, following instructions on what had happened most recently that had my similar problem. Apparently, the theory, I say theory, because I don't think this is what happened to me, is that Nobara had pushed an update without verifying that everything worked correctly. Because it was just, you know, it was their weekly rolling push. They basically just hit the button that says sync to Fedora and then walked away. And apparently that accidentally led some people to having their repository directories, basically the URLs of where your system is supposed to check for updates, got reverted to base Fedora instead of Nobara. Which meant it was pulling incompatible updates and trying to install them. Now, I should have realized something was wrong. Because I wasn't just having that problem. Well, actually, I should have realized something was wrong because I tried the fix for that problem, only to A, the fix was never applied, no matter how many times I tried it, and B, it was telling me that it started telling me every single audio and video driver I had installed was incompatible. Well, no, it wasn't telling me they were incompatible. It was just telling me they didn't exist. Every time I go in and try to do a command line update after applying the fix for the repositories, it would tell me every single audio and video codec on the system didn't exist and needed to be reinstalled. That should have been the moment alarm bells started going off. They didn't until Sunday. So a week and a day ago. That was when I started monkeying around with the live USB installer. Well, no, actually it was on Saturday. It was on Saturday I monkeyed around with the live USB installer. And after an extensive amount of trial and error, got Kubuntu installed. It was the only operating system I could seem to get installed. But I had it installed. Then, Sunday, out of the blue, midday, I'm like, alright, this is going good. Let's get OBS installed so we can start prepping for stream on Monday. Completely out of the blue, hard freeze. I have to manually reset it. What happens? You've probably seen the phrase come up here several times. Kernel panic. One of two things would happen. Either it would get stuck in a check disk loop, from which there was no escape other than to manually shut down the computer, or it would get past the check disk and immediately kernel panic, which is essentially the Linux version of a blue screen of death on Windows. Well, there it goes streaming last week Monday. I booted into the live installer USB again because it's, you know, the only way to get access to this stuff. Nothing seemed to be fixing it until suddenly, out of the blue, well, not out of the blue, I did like a check disk for errors on it. And I was like, basically, I told it to automatically approve any changes. I was like, fuck this. If I have to burn all my data to do this, I will burn all my data to do this. I backed up some necessary things, but I did forget some drives, as you could tell by the background here, and that it's not the normal OBS scene. And will I fix the scenes before 2026? Who knows? But, it started checking every single, like, block of data on my drive. And it was spitting out, like, command line prompts so fast, I knew immediately every single block was wrong. which meant something had gone terribly, terribly wrong. Once it was done, restart, it boosts me directly into the live USB. Alright, well, clearly it must have deleted my entire OS install, so I'll have to reinstall that. I go to check for my drive to install it. The drive is not just completely wiped, the drive is gone. And if you know anything about computers, you know a hard drive not appearing is pretty much the second worst thing you can get, other than the computer beeps at you when it starts. My SSD had completely corrupted itself. So I have to go out, buy a new SSD. At the same time, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna actually buy a new hard drive because mine was from like 2013 still, and it only is 1 terabyte. Now I have 4 terabytes in here, and I can boost my network storage to 1 terabyte instead of 750 gigs. All very good stuff. But the importanter part is I got a cheap SSD for this, for my original system install last summer. I cheaped out on a Samsung and got a WD Blue. I think Samsung is the only company that makes a good SSD on this fucking earth. And even then, SSDs are a scam. I barely saw any speed improvements on that SSD. For all I know, it was slowly corrupting from day one. But I have a new SSD, a Samsung one in here now. I'm exclusively using it for big games. My OS is installed on a hybrid drive, and I'm leaving it there. And we're gonna just live with it. It's slightly slower, but not enough to be perceptible. And we're on Kubuntu now, which should hopefully be a little more stable because it's not doing rolling updates every week that have a chance to corrupt things. So hopefully, in the end, now all's well that ends well. We just need to fix all the scenes. But yeah, I've had 2 SSDs corrupt in 3 years. One of those corrupted in well, probably right around a year. The other corrupted in like less than 2 months. I am not a happy customer when it comes to SSDs. So there you go. Now, let's make a scene. Ah! This scene we'll call Game. That's what we used to call it. So I do have Steam. Steam's reinstalled. FF9 is reinstalled. I don't know if I have my save file. Hopefully this game... What was that? What the hell song is this? Volcano theme from New Super Mario. Well, that might have something to do with it. Alright, where's Steam? Steamy, come back. There's Steam. Just had to open. Wow. I've been invited to play Peak like 5 million times. Weird. Oh, well, I'm sure that's nothing. Oh, hey look, new Peak patch. Neat, they added push to mute. I'm gonna quick inform some folks of that. Okay. Now, Where's my controller? My controller is not plugged in. Let me quick rectify that situation. Yeah, nothing is attached to here right now. So we'll unplug that and plug in my controller. Very important. I don't know how to play FF9 without my controller. It probably sucks. In you go. Alright. Controller on. Alright, please still be here. If it's not here, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's downloading content. That's a good sign, right? It is going to be black for a moment because it is going to have to, I sometimes need to restart this, so we're just going to leave it on the black screen for now. I guess I could do this. Background. Pictures. Me. 21. 22. 23. Is this so old it's still the same background I've used since 2018? Am I seeing this right? I think I am. Yeah. And this background's a classic. There. Come on, 9, work with me, baby. It's trying, it's giving 110%. Speaking of 110%, I guess, while this loads, man, I am sad, but not disappointed in the devs for APOC WoW, Project APOC. Like, is there more they could have done before launch after they realized that, like, this launch was going to be nuclear hot? Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, you roll it back even just a couple weeks, they were probably not even aware that, like, this launch was going to be, like, over 10,000 people big. Like, yeah, sure, it blew up on contact with 20,000 people, but nobody expected 20,000 people, you know. I think most people were like, you know, probably around 10, which, yeah, they probably should have made changes for that, but, you know. You figure 10,000 people spread out over 2 servers, you can handle that. But, man, the community on APOC has become, over just 3 days, such a toxic waste dump. I think I'm going to cancel my original plans to stream that server. I might start streaming Subturtle instead, because apparently the worst people on APOC tell me that the Turtle is the worst server because it moderates its chats, which tells me Turtle is probably the best private server still, as much as I am livid over what they're about to do to Beast Mastery. Anyway, let's open 9 now. Uh-huh. Okay, that's weird. My FF9 looks like it's on a phone. reasons I don't entirely understand, my FF9 is on a phone. We're gonna just close that and try... We're gonna try a different resolution. Something tells me that was not the correct resolution. Why does my Steam... I'm gonna actually quick see about something here. My Steam keeps trying to open things on my vertical monitor, and I think that's why it looks like it belongs on a phone. Let me quick check something. Steam default monitor. I don't have a display settings. Change my default location at least. Security notifications interface. Library. Yeah, like Steam wants to open everything on my vertical monitor. Which is resulting in it trying to put everything on phone size. Let me check something here. Display configuration. Just identifies them. I need to know which port is which screen. I guess let's try setting the settings here. Let's enable it as adapter 2. No, it still wants to put it on there. What the fuck? Yeah, it keeps putting it on my fucking vertical monitor. Well, we're just gonna have to live with it today. Today, I guess this game is just a phone game. This is what I mean by it looks like a phone game, by the way. this is weird only specifically for this game, because this game, for some reason, thinks itself a phone... I bet you this is just a straight port of the phone version of this game. I bet you that's why it's being like this. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! There's no save data! Oh, no! Steam... Don't you dare tell me, Steam, that you don't have Steam Cloud support for this game. Don't you fucking tell me! Oh, wait. Steam Cloud stores information. Keep game saves in the Steam Cloud. Hold on. We might yet be saved. It does say my cloud stuff is synchronized, though. It's manual save only. God damn it, Square Enix! Well, now hold on. Maybe I have it saved somewhere. I'd need to reconnect my hard disk drive to check. But... maybe. Let's see. Question is, where is it saved on here? I assume if it was in the old no, it's through compatibility too. I highly doubt anyone has actually listed this, but... oh, wow! FF9 save file location on Linux Gaming. Look at that. Local share. Oh, wait. We might have access to it yet. We might yet be saved. I'm going to need to plug back in my other drive, though. Actually, let's use this handy-dandy adapter. Back in, get the audio cue. And now I need to engage in a little bit of console tomfoolery. Out. This is the hard disk drive. Alright, there we go. It should be in local. Share, Steam, Steam apps, compat data. 377 840. Uh-oh, I don't see 377 840 here. that means it might have been on the solid state drive that I wiped. Oh, fuck. Fuck, if that's the case. Well, also these folders appear to all be empty. Oh, nope, they're only mostly empty. Oh no. You've got to be kidding me. Oh, that's the worst. Change categories for now. Change categories on Twitch here quick. Doesn't pay to be in this category when it's going to be a bit before we get into this game. Fuck, man. Because every single drive I have has been switched over to something different, so if it's not here, then I don't have the save file. Can I find a save file? Or is every save file just saved right before the final boss? Did you accidentally delete your save game in FF9? Do you want to skip certain parts of the game? This is for PSX. I'm not playing it on PSX. But thanks for the thought question. Thanks for the thought, I guess. Alright, well, let's try actually searching for PC save files, huh? Let's also go ahead and swap back to here. I have also had my headphones shut off. Thanks, headphones. I might keep this scene and use it for just, like, my general troubleshooting scene. It is quite funny. That's the problem, is everybody's fucking uploading 100% completion files. I don't want a 100% completion file. I just want a file that is, like, post picking up Mr. Beat-em-up and is at the Aoife tree again. that's all just for getting easy trophies. I don't want a cheat I don't want a cheat save. I just want a save that's at the second Aoife tree visit. That's all I want. Huh. Apparently 9 is an ability where you can attack to heal people. That's kind of neat. Come on, Steam DB, have what I need. That is not what I needed at all. I might need to, I might need to get this set up through GameStop Online, as it were. Because that seems to be the only way that I can get saves. Oh, wait, hold on. It's good to see that I'm very much not the only person who has very much been having problems with the file cloud system of 9. Well, the good news is I do have a save here, but it's not a PC save. So I'm gonna have to get this set up for PSX. Also, apparently it's not the Aoife tree according to these saves, it's actually the Leafa tree, which is not how I saw it written in game, but alright, I guess it's the Leafa tree. Not the Aoife tree. So yeah, I've got a save editor that I can use to reset everybody's names back to what we picked. We won't have the items that we had, but hopefully these saves were good about giving people abilities, so it won't matter. And hopefully people are decently leveled, so we can, you know, jump right in. But that's not something we're going to be able to do today. Today... What time is it? 9? I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to stop streaming here. And just kind of work on getting this stuff set up. Because, I mean, what else would I do? The hell just disconnected and reconnected? No idea what just disconnected and reconnected. Weird. Because, yeah, like, if I just kind of chill around here right now, like, I'm not actually going to be getting anything done. Like, I could play Sonic. I guess let's make sure before we depart. We're not going to play it, but let's just make sure that the Sonic save is here as well. It should be, because I had my old Sonic save from PC still. So, in theory, we should be good. But I guess let's make sure that we're good. Because if I need to install a new Sonic save, or whatever the hell else... For the record, by the way, I will leave this in the FF9 VODs on YouTube, just as essentially an explainer. Like, I'm going to edit the title and such, just to be like an explainer as to the gap in videos and why, like, if you watch the previous episode and then you watch the next episode, it looks like a lot of character stuff has changed behind the scenes. And if somebody skips over this, I'll probably explain it next week as well. Like, what the deal is. Just to, like, make it clear where things are at here. If I can't get FF9 going in short order, what I might do is bump a different game up the roster here and bump FF9 back to, like, at that point it would probably be after ZA. So we'd basically just put a pin in FF9 and come back to it next year sometime. But this shouldn't be hard. I think I have a, I think I have software for PSX installed. I just need to make sure that it still is working on Linux. And then I need to get a hold of FF9 and get a hold of the save and use the save editor on it to make sure that we have as close to accurate as possible. Oh, Sonic Frontiers looks completely fucked as well. And I mean that in the worst way possible. Oh, it just tried to put itself back on the other screen again. So yeah, another thing I need to fix is I need to fix how, oh my god, stop. Continue. I have both my saves, so that's good. Let me fix the video options. There, on the monitor 2, which is where it should be. Let's crank that resolution. Alright, let's make a screen capture, 16 by 9. Just capture this. So it can be quite plain to see. So it's monitor 2 that I need to have this stuff load on. There's proof that we have our saves. Alright, very good. With that certified there, I'm going to call it here for today because clearly I need to do more cleanup work behind the scenes. Not the least of which trying to get the scene set up before 2026. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave things off for today. Hopefully Wednesday we'll be back. I don't know what I'm going to do Wednesday. Maybe it'll be Turtle. Maybe it'll be, maybe it'll be Donkey Kong. I haven't made a ton of progress in Donkey Kong because of all this, so, you know, if it's definitely not a spoiler-heavy stream. If for some reason I need to do a lot of extra work to get FF9 running, like I said, we'll push that back to next year. Picking it up again sometime next year after Legends ZA is done. And we'll probably slot Donkey Kong in as an actual Monday game. That's kind of where we're at here, because SSD corruption sucks, and I'm never putting an operating system on an SSD again. People who say you should always put your operating system on an SSD can suck it. Bye!